Hello student, as per the instructions from the CBSE board, the syllabus has been completed, is completely modified by the CBSE board. As per the modified syllabus, there is a point to the sex determination. And yesterday in previous videos, we have completed the portion that is sex determination. So that means we have completed we can say the syllabus from the biology subject in science. Right? So, but today I would like to just revise in a summary that what are the points we covered. So, as heredity and evolution. If we consider the heredity, it is simply that the character which can transfer from parents to the offspring. It is a character that can be transferred from parents to the offspring, right? So the variations play a very important role in the evolution, right? If there is a variations from the parents to the offspring, so definitely the developed offspring will resist in an adverse condition. It can develop a new character. It may lead to the evolution, not may, but definitely it will lead to the evolutions, or it can help in the evolution process. That's why variations play a very important role in the evolution process. As we know, there is a Mendel's contribution. In Mendel's contribution, we discussed about monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross, in which Mendel selected two different characters. So one different character like tall and dwarf. When he crossed with tall and dwarf means small, you can say. He got F1 generation, right? F1 generation all tall. In F1 generation all tall. But he was wondering that where are the recessive characters. That's why after that he decided to cross between F1 generation. This is F1 generation. This is also F1 generation. After F1 generation, he observed that capital T, small t, capital T means capital T, small t, and small t. Here, if we look that, so 1, 2, 3 shows the tall and fourth one shows the dwarf or small. So 3 were dominant, that is tall, and 1 was found to be a dwarf or small or the recessive. So that's why it is called as a 3:1 ratio. It shows the one contrasting character. That's why it is called as a monohybrid cross. After that, we discussed about the dihybrid cross, in which we proved 9:3:1 ratio. 9:3:1 ratio. In this dihybrid cross, the Mendel selected 4 different characters, or we can say 2 different characters, like he denoted capital R for round seed, right? Capital Y for yellow, small r for wrinkled, and small y for green purpose, right? So when he got like two characters like round, wrinkled, yellow, and green. So when he crossed after F1 generation, he observed that the 9 character which shows the round yellow, the 3 character of plant which shows the round green. There were 3. Then again it shows the wrinkled yellow, 3 characters. And lastly, the wrinkled green. That means it was 1 wrinkled, small y. Green. That's why it shows the 1. That means it shows the 9:3:1 ratio. And it is also called as a dihybrid cross, because 2 contrasting character, round seed and green, yellow or green, colored plant. So he has selected two contrasting character. That's why it's called as a dihybrid cross. And the ratio was 9:3:3:1 ratio. So these are two different cross was done by the Mendel, and this is the contribution of Mendel. That is a monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. Always keep in mind, do not forget that you have to prepare the table, right? According to that, you have to cross. That should be 9:3:1 ratio. That means round yellow. Round yellow means either capital R, capital Y, capital I. This is also round yellow, or capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. This is also round yellow. Then round green means capital R, green means small y. There should be small y, or capital R, small r, but it should be small y. Then wrinkled yellow, small r, capital Y. It can be like this: small r, capital Y, small y, or small r, capital Y, capital Y. Both can denote as a wrinkled yellow. Then lastly, wrinkled green. So it should be, wrinkle means capital R, small r, small y. Because green is denoted by the small y and wrinkle is denoted by the small r. So there should be only one character. It shows by small, that is small r, small y. So this is round yellow. This is also round yellow. Round green, wrinkled yellow, wrinkled green. So it shows the 9:3:1 ratio. So the last point we discussed, that is sex determination. The last point we discussed, that is sex determination, right? Sex determination, in which we saw that the male and female, they both have the different sex organs, chromosomes, you can say. A male shows X and Y, normal size and small size, and female both shows X chromosome, right? When this X crossed with the female X chromosome, so it will be X and shows the female, and the developed offspring will be female. But if the Y chromosome of male will cross with the X chromosome of female, so definitely there will be the X and Y, and the offspring will be male or boy, right? Here female or girl. So this is regarding the sex determination. How the sex determination has been done. So, but this happens in the human beings. Other organisms, some organisms, they produce the offspring by the eggs, right? Which keeps the eggs at optimum temperature. After few days, it can be develops the new baby. It may be the male or female. Many other organisms like the snails, it can change the sex before the birth. So that means it is not a genetic. because they can change their sex before the birth. But in case of human beings, it is not possible once it is fertilized to change the sex before birth. That's why if there is a cross between the X and X of the male chromosome with the X of the female chromosome, so there will be the female or girl. If there is a cross between the Y chromosome of male and X chromosome of female, so definitely there will be the male or boy. So this is regarding the sex determination. This is small overview over the heredity and evolution after revised syllabus. If you have any problem regarding this revision or completed topics, so please let me know on my personal WhatsApp number. Thank you.